All right, good evening. How's everybody doing? Welcome. My name's Scott Allen, and this is my live stream. I realize it's a blank screen right now. It is a blank screen. If you like what we're doing here and you want to get more involved, check out the link in the description for our Telegram chat group. It's down there. Also, a pretty nifty poem that I wrote is down there as well. But without further ado, let's get into it and see what the hell is going on with AMC and the biggest stock disaster in 3 years. Here we go. I'm skipping the disclaimers.
You know what? I say that they created so many counterfeit AMC shares that they don't know how many are actually out there. You had all these different market makers, and I think brokers also. I have no proof of that, but I think brokers also were just printing shares and putting them in our account.
What?
Now, here's the problem. They can't afford to cover even at these prices, because the minute they start covering, the price is going to go to the moon.
But no, it's not. It's not going to go to the moon the minute they start covering. Like I've been saying for 2 years, there's short covering happening all the time, basically. And you have short covering rallies that happen in the market, and you have AMC going along with that. So the notion that they haven't covered is false. It's been false. It's always been false. But now they're still saying this. I like, this is bizarre. This is actually, like, a lot of this stuff doesn't really faze me. I'm not surprised by it, but I'm surprised that they, and by they I mean this particular grifter here, but others too, that the grifters, they are actually expect people to believe that they haven't covered now. Like, and the reasoning, they can't afford. Okay, but how do you know that? What is that based on? What is that based on? They fucking sold the stock at a much higher price, even if it was just from $5 down. So please, I just, this is got to be the most delusional shit that I've ever heard. Clearly, I mean, it has to be.
They can't afford to cover even at these prices, because the minute they start covering, the price is going to go to the moon.
Like, imagine actually thinking that. I mean, imagine thinking that, penny stocks, going to the moon. Well, okay, if we adjust our definition of the moon, if we're not talking about the actual moon anymore, we're talking about the street light out there that to the little kid is like the moon at night or something. I don't get it. I do not get it. How can you fucking think that? How can you think that? Anyway, keep going.
But they sold us all these counterfeit shares and pocketed the money. Now the money is gone.
Now the money is gone. Okay? I guess he's audited their accounts. They sold us the shares. Now the money is gone, apparently. Sounds like he's recapping one of his capers. What did you do with the money? What did you do with your client's money that you took and you skipped out? I don't know. But the money was gone. the money was gone.
I had Rick from Washington, D.C. call me this morning. He was out there with us at the SEC. He has like a newsletter, and he does shirts and things
shirts.
Like that. Entrepreneur.
Sure, he has shirts and he has a newsletter. Oh, sounds like a really, yeah, entrepreneur
type of guy. And
He has a shopping cart. You know.
He called me and he said, Donahue, when you say they have a lot of shares that they printed and sold, I understand what you mean. And he understood what I mean, and maybe I wasn't clear about it. When I tell you they're stuck between a rock and a hard place, they're stuck between a rock and a hard place. If every single ape decided to sell their shares today, they would not have the money to pay us, even at this reduced price.
Okay, that's the first one. That's the first thing that I was like, listen to this. Listen to this. Yes, he is yelling. He is so animated. He's so pissed. Listen
about it.
Listen to this.
When I tell you they're stuck between a rock and a hard place, they're stuck between a rock and a hard place. If every single ape decided to sell their shares today, they would not have the money to pay us, even at this reduced price.
That, like, there are so many misunderstandings. There are so many errors in basic understanding that are contained within the statement that he just made. It's absolutely staggering and fascinating to me. I mean, I'm not going to be, I'm not going to lie. It is fascinating. It's absolutely fascinating, but it's also fucked up. I mean, I don't really see the point anymore in going through and picking apart everything that's wrong with everything that these fucking clowns say. But I mean, just know, and if people are confused about it or want me to prove it or whatever, well, I mean, that's first of all, it's not how logic works really. But I mean, I will if somebody really wants me to, but I don't see the point because I feel like this is kind of a basic thing. They won't have the money. First of all, who are they? Who are they that you're talking about? We need they here. Okay? They. Market makers, hedge funds, 1%ers, the billionaires, the elite, who knows, the reptiles, the, I mean, come on. Whenever anybody talks in those types of terms, look at what they're doing now. Can you believe what they did? They made this illegal. Or can you believe what they're doing, what they're trying to do? They. It is the pronoun of choice for conspiracy theorists, QAnon, AMC grifters, apes. But it gives you a way as someone who has absolutely jack shit for proof. Okay? Like that needs to be said. And it's been said. I'm saying it again. If you are trying to make an argument and you are saying they, this and that, they, this and that, oh my God, they, look at what did you hear what they're doing? And every other action is attributed to they or them. You're, you bit off a little piece of crazy there that, you're going to chew on for a while. And that's like letting a Jehovah's Witnesses in your apartment building or something. Like, you don't, that's, okay. Anyway. 586 is the new squeeze top. Now we're talking about the MOAS that already happened, right? This one or here, because no, actually, so you're not talking about that, but I don't know if you guys saw this, but if you go to the AMC chart, which is another fascinating thing, we now see, because of the reverse split, that the MOAS now, the June 2nd MOAS, was topped out at 393.63. And we're going to hear probably a lot of this talk about pre-split, pre-reverse split. Well, pre-reverse split, it would be this. Or pre-reverse split, we would have had 240 million shares of volume today, but it's 24 because. Well, you wouldn't have had it. You didn't have that when the price was $2. So I mean, anyway. But yeah, it's now adjusted on most, I guess, all the brokerages and stuff. So there it is, going up to three. Hey, they got their wish. It's $300. It was $300. But I mean, look at this. That's wow. How pathetic. Anyway, I'll shut up now. You'll hear that a lot too.
Okay? They can't sell and they can't buy.
That's the other one. That's the Model 3 dude. That one. I mean, I don't know why I thought of you instantly on that. They can't. What?
To pay us even at this reduced price. Okay? They can't sell and they can't buy. They don't know what they're going to do.
They can't sell and they can't buy. Okay, so I don't believe this guy. I'm sorry, I don't believe you. I just don't. AMC chart proved our point. Crickets from Adam Aaron. What do you... I mean, I don't really know what Adam Aaron's supposed to say. Because there's nothing out of the ordinary happened here. That's the thing. Like, why would he say anything? What does he have to say? He's trying to make it so that the company could raise operating capital. And a big chunk of his shareholders are little bitches. Little bitch.
You're being a little bitch.
That would probably, I mean, we don't even know this. But he thinks that they would vote no for share authorization. So because they think, the AMC board thinks that the retail shareholders would vote it down, that's the whole genesis of this ape thing. So, I mean, he's just being a CEO. And I agree with Model 3, dude. Who cares about him anyway? Who cares? I mean, he might as well be AI. Instead of AA, AI. You could have a computer program algorithm doing that job. I don't know what Lynn thinks about that, but I think you could. And it would probably do a better job than Adam Aaron. I mean, I hope that that's the next fucking application of all this AI garbage. Let's get rid of these fucking dumbass CEOs and executives, and let's just replace the entire 1% and the entire. Let's replace Congress and the Senate and our politicians with a fucking I. Okay, I think it could work, but yeah, Adam Aaron's irrelevant, just like AMC, just like these clowns. Anyway, and I, I don't know what no one is really talking about AMC. No one, I don't know what no one means, because clearly people are talking about it. There's a lot of activity online today. There always is, but the delusion and the grift itself are seemingly strong. There's a lot of grifters that are coming out of the woodwork on YouTube, like where? Who? Avi Lev. I mean, obviously these people are irrelevant, whatever, but I'm just saying that everybody's putting out a lot of stuff. I think they are talking about it. I think more than just the apes are talking about it, but whatever, it doesn't matter. That's what we look at here. So, I mean, this is very much still a real thing. Let me say it that way. I hope AMC is selling shares already. It'd be catastrophic if they wait another month. Yeah, I don't think. I mean, yeah, right. Charlotte took what was left on AMC yesterday and put it all in AI. Oi. Well, it's got to be better than AMC, right? One lesson that Sergeant Baloney learned from this is that hedge fund can crush a stock at will. Which hedge fund did it? Was it a single hedge fund? Was it multiple hedge funds? Was it even hedge funds? How do we know that that's even what happened? How do we know that what happened isn't? And I'm just, I'm just questioning it because that's what I do. But because I don't think that you can honestly say that you learned that lesson. That's a lesson that a lot of people want to learn, I guess, or, that's an easy way out to me. That's a God created the world in 6 days on the rested on the seventh. It's a simplistic explanation for something that's, it's not really that complicated. So let me back up. I'm not saying that it's simplistic. I'm saying that there's not really, I said this a few minutes ago, nothing really happened here. Like, as much as the apes want to believe that it did, this is, what did you have? What did you have? I'll give my thoughts on that, but what did you have? You had a company that was already, not was already a 100-year-old company that was having an identity crisis. Let me say it that way, okay? They were, and then you had the pandemic. So that's here. That's here. Fuck, it's here. Pandemic's here. And then, still during this pandemic, which is still going on here in 2021, you have this. You have all of this. And then subsequently, you have all of this. Or let's just say this. And let me zoom in. You have this up to 2022, which is here. So I'm talking really about this period right here. What do you got here? You've got, a company that is struggling, that is having an identity crisis, which is not even operating. The company wasn't even open for most of this year, the year that 2021. So they weren't bringing in any money. So clearly this is not based on fundamentals. This pop here, this move, it's not based on fundamentals. I don't think anybody's arguing that it was. So in that case, then we could say, okay, it's momentum, it's mechanics, it's option based, it's short covering based. It's everything except fundamentals. Everything except fundamentals. Because the fundamentals don't support that valuation. Is there anybody here who thinks, who would argue with me that the valuation, market cap, and stock price from June 2021 accurately reflected the fundamental performance of this company? I don't think so. I don't agree with that, obviously, but I also don't even see any valid argument for it. So which way? Which way can it only go then? Pretty much, does it make sense for it to keep going up? Does it make sense for it to go sideways? Does it make sense for it to go down? And what has happened since then? What has happened since then? A lot has happened. A lot has happened. A lot has happened in the economy. A lot is happening around the world. So to say that hedge funds can crush a stock at will is sort of implying that, there's like an aspect to it that's like, oh yeah, the hedge fund manager wakes up one day and he's like, you know what? I'm just going to kill a movie theater today just because I feel like it. Just because I've got that big of a dick.
Oh, you son of a fuck.
But I personally haven't seen any evidence of that. Well, there's also, the thing that it's like nobody's buying the stock. So if there were actually aggressive buyers to trying to counteract the selling, it wouldn't have this effect. But it's not just selling, it's selling coupled with bullshit buying. You know, weak, non-existent buying. So, I mean, it takes two to tango. It takes two parties for a trade to occur. Somebody has two entities have to agree on the price. So, yeah, I mean, I just don't think, I mean, people are free to believe what they want, you know, but and in one sense, you know, saying that hedge funds can crush stocks at will, it's not even the worst thing, you know, that there's nothing wrong with thinking that or taking that from this, as long as the larger point, the larger understanding is that, you know what, retail investors are better off not going into the market thinking that they can make happen whatever they want to make happen. It's not really like that's not why you're trading. You're trading to make a profit, period. Whatever you need to do, whether that means to buy something and wait and then sell it, whether that means to sell something and then wait and then buy it, those two things are fundamentally equal in the market's eyes. It doesn't matter. Short selling is not inherently evil. And in fact, it actually probably served to help AMC in the long run. I'll let you think about that one, but it probably did. And I wouldn't necessarily go this far, although maybe I would. As you know, Manuel said that short sellers saved AMC. So anyway, it's kind of like, you know, the thing that I've never really been too concerned with, you know, what other people are doing, and I don't really care, you know, what my neighbors are doing or anything like that. And I certainly don't care what people are investing in and trading in the stock market, because, you know, I don't want to be influenced by that, because most people aren't good at it. I'm already bad enough at it without following somebody else who's as bad or worse. So whatever hedge funds are doing doesn't matter. Whatever institutions are doing, to me, it doesn't matter. Because trying to chase those things, that's what you end up with. This is what you end up with. You end up with people who thought that they could chase something. They thought that they could manipulate something. And, you know, it didn't work. Or it worked, like as in here, it worked, but they didn't take advantage of it. And it's like, well, why didn't you take it? Oops. And you know, it's not that hard to figure out why it wasn't taken advantage of by retail investors. Is because greed. Because they had been told by these clowns, a different set of them, you know, that this is going to happen, or that this thing that we all wanted to happen, it hasn't happened yet, okay? Don't worry. It hasn't happened yet. You still have time, because popularity, because YouTube revenue, because every other reason except that they were being altruistic. They were spreading their supposed knowledge. So, you know, that's why I say, if people want to think hedge funds are evil, whatever, that's fine. Or that stocks only go down because of short selling, or that you can visually see short selling on a chart. Which I mean, I don't know how to do that. I have no resources that tell me how to do that. I mean, I can make an assumption, but I'm not going to do that. Not going to do that. Most of the market isn't human beings trading. Most of the market isn't. A small percentage of shares traded are, you know, actually entered by a human being, like manually at that time. So that, to me, you know, it's Charlotte says, kind of pissed I'm so stupid. And you know what? You're not stupid. You are not stupid. People wanted to believe something. They wanted to be part of something. We were all conditioned by the pandemic to, things. So, it makes sense. It was a very much a only in that scenario type of thing, as far as I'm concerned. I don't see that happening again. Anyway, even if we have another pandemic, even if we have another lockdown, even if we have another stimulus, even if we have another everything, they're taking 90% of our shares, buying the dip. Yeah, I know, right? Morantz is GME's Donnie. I mean, and so, I mean, what did we learn? Type of sell-off from SPCE a few years ago after Branson was first billionaire in space. What's the lesson there? Nobody cares. Oh, a billionaire went to space. Fantastic. Let me throw all my money at him. No. So, news trading, hey, I'm not the only one saying that. If you trade off of the mainstream media news or news stories, humans don't stand a chance, really. But anyway, and what happened with the, I don't know actually what happened with SPCE. Is that even still around? Let's see how much I care about billionaires going to space personally, but. Oh, Scott, you're such a curmudgeon. No, I'm not, but, oh, wow, okay. Well, it was higher than AMC was. I mean, it is higher than AMC was, but what's going on with Virgin Galactic Holdings stock? So let's see here. What are our MOAS points? Well, here's the MOAS. And then here's another one. It was July. So it was a little delayed. But then also it had a baby MOAS here in February of 2020. What's up with that? So, yeah, look at that. All those red profit earnings reports. Ew. So this is not an unprofitable company that doesn't really do anything, it looks like. So then maybe we could say, like of course, okay, so it sold off in 2020. I don't know if I've ever looked at this before. But from 2022 onward, is that really the beginning of the year? Okay. From 2022 onward, it's just been, sideways down, just dripping lower. I'm going to guess they haven't done anything. So then, would it be that outlandish to say that the sub $10 valuation that basically came in 2022 may not be that far off? Reflecting future expectations? I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to shut up now. To deal with something just briefly here. So, yeah.
The market is going to crash on them. If every single ape or retail investor decide to sell all their shares right now, they would not have the money to cover it, because all the money they've made over the past 30 months selling us shares that don't exist, they lost that money in the market. They lost that money in the market. And
how do we know that? Are we still talking about Citadel, Ken Griffin? No, bro. He made record profits over the last couple of years. Record fucking profits. Citadel made record profits. What are you talking about? They lost the money. God, this guy is such an ignorant fuck. This is an ignorant fucking man-child. It's a man-child. All right.
Selling us shares that don't exist, they retail investors decide to sell all their shares right now. They would not have the money to cover it because all the money they've made over the past 30 months selling us shares that don't exist, they lost that money in the market. They lost that money in the market. And think about it. If you started shorting at $40, $30, $20, why wouldn't you cover at $2? Why?
Because they already fucking covered. Because those positions have been long gone. Long gone. For a profit. Those positions were closed months and months and months ago. Like, short and hold, let me say this. Short and hold is not the way. That is not the way it is typically done. Okay? Short selling takes advantage of price drops. If the price drops, then guess what? You made money. You are going to take that money off the table. Especially institutional investors, traders, trading firms, funds. Their jobs is to make money. That's what they do for a living. They trade, make money with other money. They take money and they multiply it. They're money multipliers. Okay? You can't do that if you don't actually close your trades. So guess what? Wall Street knows how to do. They know how to close a fucking trade. So when people say, if you shorted at 40, why would you not cover at 4? You have no clue. Okay? You have no fucking clue. And you haven't made an effort at all to get a fucking clue. No effort at all. This is fucking brain dead, verbal diarrhea, drivel, bloviation.
Wouldn't you cover at $2? Because you can't. Because you can't. Because if you start to...
So this is the first time I'm hearing this. They lost all the money in the market. I don't know if I've heard that before. It's almost like he understands that somebody might ask, well, but what did they do with all the money? They already sold it. That means they already collected the money, right? So what did they do with it? Well, it's not exactly like that. I mean, there is this little thing called collateral. It's not like you get to just take all the money and go spend it without closing the trade. That's another ignorant fucking thing to say. But, you know, let's just go with it because we can't scrutinize it too much. It will drive you nuts. It's almost like he knew that somebody, maybe somebody asked, maybe it was a comment, that, well, but Donahue, if they already sold it and they sold it at a much higher price, then why are you saying they can't cover now? Because they should have, you know, more money than they need to buy the shares back at this much lower price, right? So he's got an answer for that now. They lost it all trading in the market. Because we know that, you know, Ken Griffin lost so much fucking money and the other market makers lost so much fucking money in the last couple years that, you know, is a logical assumption to make. No, it's not. It's retarded. This is the dumbest fucking shit I've heard in the last 2 minutes. That is ridiculous. There's no evidence to support that. You don't even know who's shorting AMC. You assume that it's them. They are doing it. That's all you got. It's literally all you got. You have nothing. How is this? Oh my God. Okay. Don't count down. Don't count down Model 3, dude. That was nothing. I mean, it's going to be this handle is going to go flying. tonight, I
The
think.
price is going to start running, and then everybody else going to start heading for the door. And y'all can't. So all y'all can do right now, y'all can't buy, y'all can't sell. All y'all can do is hold a position, hoping a miracle happens. And the government comes in and saves you.
He's talking about the apes, right? Hoping that a miracle happens, the government comes in and saves you. Yeah, that's exactly what they want. That's exactly what they've said. But he's saying this about the short sellers. Imagine this. This is so fucking backwards. Oh, my God. Wow.
Okay?
That's hilarious.
And I'm not telling you to buy, hold, or sell AMC.
Clearly you are, though.
I'm telling you this. They can't buy and they can't sell because they sold so many counterfeit shares, they lost all the money that if everybody tried to sell right now, they couldn't pay. And they can't buy the shares now because if they do, it's going to send the price up. When I tell you they're stuck, they are stuck and they don't know what they're going to do. Anyway, please leave them.
That is the dumbest conclusion ever. They're stuck. They don't know what to do. I love that, though. They can't buy and they can't sell. Starting with the first word, they. I mean, it's so perfect. These guys are such clowns. All right. The smacking video. Yeah, that was. Okay. Well, let's go to Professor Mike here. Professor, what do you got?
What's up, guys? You probably don't like seeing what we're seeing. I mean, we're talking some extreme lows now. Shit, this gets down to $10. We're talking $1 stock, 99-cent stock. Hopefully it doesn't get there. Sentiment that I see around is even some of the...
No, you're not. You're talking a $10 stock because the market cap didn't change. Like, this blows my mind. This is they stole 90% of our shares. That's another way of saying that. It's a $1 stock. No, it's not. No, it's not. God damn, we need better education in this country. This is garbage. Wow. Okay. All right, I'll shut up.
They all still believe that there is some kind of potential to happen, but...
That's like... I'm just going to have to just shut the fuck up. Sorry.
It doesn't get there. Sentiment that I see around is even some of the no voters, they all still believe that there is some kind of potential to happen. But I had said on the live stream this morning, and then CSI had done a video on it. I'm doing a video on it because you guys need to go read that prospectus, whatever you call it, that was put out. It's just crazy. They talk about us. They talk about apes, and the way they say it, and it's like self-proclaimed apes. But wasn't Adam a self-proclaimed silverback of the apes? But they don't mention that. But it's
I don't care. But, yeah. They say that AMC said the prospectus that, I mean, I could pull it up, whatever, later, but that they may not be able to count on the retail investor support that they did over the last couple of years. They're already distancing themselves from these clowns because they know, I would imagine that they suspect, that there's going to be a breakup here. Okay.
crazy how in depth they go, and there's several times that they mention about the risk and blah blah blah, and I'll show you right here in this. But why are they doing that? Why do you think that they went that extreme to put it in their paperwork about the risk of what could happen?
Probably because, Mike, they need money. And you know what? You guys have poisoned the well. You guys have created a toxic environment. Guess what? That people don't want to be fucking involved with. Even institutions, they don't want to get mixed up in this bullshit because you're full of shit. You guys are full of fucking shit. And it reflects poorly on a company that this guy, Adam fucking Aaron, AI Aaron, attracts such shitty shareholders. I mean, imagine saying that. Shitty shareholders. You guys are shitty fucking shareholders. You suck holding shares. You can't even do that right. Okay? Shitty shareholders. That institutions don't want to get involved. They see the writing on the wall. They know that the business model sucks and is 100 years old and it really hasn't changed. Oh, we have laser projectors now. Great. You still show a movie on a big screen up there. And I'm sitting in a chair here and I eat popcorn. Like, that's the same as it was 100 years ago. Okay. Anyway. So, you know, isn't it the truth? Isn't it the truth? AMC probably won't have this dedicated and loyal of a retail shareholder base if they're still around in 2 years. They won't. I think that's reasonable. So what, you know, you should disclose that. All right. Anyway, I can't wait to hear what the hell he says. Yeah, most movies suck nowadays. Anyway. So, but no, I think that's just me. I mean, I agree, Sergeant Baloney, but I think that's just me being, you know, pretty much an old man. All right.
To put it in their paperwork about the risk of what could happen, or what
and also, there are a lot of these things that's fucking mandated by the SEC. Certain disclosures have to be fucking made. Like, this is the guy who protested in front of the fucking SEC. He doesn't even know what the fucking rules are. What a jerk.
Adam knew. That's why he's been quiet. I even see people on, I just went and checked Twitter and to scroll through, and I just seen that there's people that have been pushing at him. They're like, he could speak up now. They're finally starting to see the light. Where's the man? Where's the myth? Where's the legend? Where's the silverback? Well, of course, he got what he wanted. He knew what was coming, and it says it right here in this document. He was already prepared. They knew what the hell was going to happen. They planned it out accordingly. Now, I've also heard some people think that them's trying to scare potential investors, new investors, or some of us old school investors. Maybe they really are trying to get us out of it. Maybe that's what they're trying to do. But still, there is so much fear in that and the way it's written. Talk about CYA, and you guys, my military folks, you know what, covering your own ass.
Yeah, because all of you narcissistic fucks would be the first one to cover your own ass because you're a selfish fucking prick, by the way. A snarky, smarmy, total piece of fucking shit. No use for fucking people like this, especially influencing other people. I mean, this is toxic information. This is toxic messaging. That should be clear. If that's not clear, you know, you need to be you maybe need a recalibration or something, or you know, maybe you're an asshole too. But wow, I mean, this is like feeding a child only sugar every day, all day, and then, you know, their teeth rot out. This is rotting retail investors' brains hearing this shit day in and fucking day out. Unsubstantiated, unsourced, bullshit fucking claims from a QAnon fucking believer. Give me a fucking break. This is bullshit. And there is absolutely zero reason why this fuck should be on YouTube. Oh, but he's exercising his freedom, Scotty. You know, he fought for the freedom. He fought for our freedom. He's this brave Marine. He's willing to do what needs to be done. He's willing to go the extra mile. He's willing to take steps towards the SEC building, yes, on a Saturday, when everybody knows they're all working on Saturdays. They're all working on Saturdays. Like, give me a break. What is the point? What is the end game? You can't believe that you're still somehow going to be a billionaire. I don't get it. One of our friends here, Badback 007, I don't know if he's here. He's been saying, he's always said pretty much that you have a bunch of misfits, you have a bunch of people who don't belong, you have a social phenomenon, you have something that people can join and be a part of. You have this during the pandemic when socialometers were low. They were reading drastically low, deadly levels of low. And so, you know, maybe it was something that brought people together in some way. But and that, you know what, that's one thing, and that happened, and it happens, and it's sort of like Wall Street, Occupy Wall Street was like that too, maybe. But I'm not saying anything against that. But when we have these kids, for lack of a better term, man children, who are trying to pretend like they know shit about finance, and I've been up front, I'm not a professional, I don't know really. I'm on this, you know, exploratory journey that we've been on for 2 years, try to figure out what exactly is going on. But, you know, we have a little experience. We have more experience than these guys did when they started, just because we started doing it a while ago. So, but it didn't seem right, and it wasn't, basically. So anyway, and let's see. Yeah, that's about all I got. Now AA will try to pump Highcroft Mining if he's not fired. Noisy Korax, I've seen some of your content out there. Nice stuff. Thank you for subscribing. Appreciate that. Why? Well, a hope play. Good Lord. That was. Wasn't that a jerk off Jason Mudrick play? Wasn't that like a reach around for Jason Mudrick? I don't know. I don't know. I kind of like him. I kind of dig Jason Mudrick, but that's just me. Anyway, Wyckoff will be delisted. I mean, curious here. I haven't looked at this one in months. Oh, yeah. So good. Yeah, AMC's investment is safe. I forget exactly where it was, like $1. It was $1 something, I think, right? Anyway.
Really cover their ass in this. But if you haven't seen it, I'll post it in my comment section once the video uploads, and the description as well. The link, you can go in, it's very long. But just read the first two. Or just, you know what? The easiest thing to do is just scroll through and look for the highlighted in black, and it's highlighted dark. You'll see. Check it out, guys. I'll try to read this to you. Under the circumstances, we caution you against maintaining an investment in our Class A common stock unless you're prepared to incur risk of losing all or a substantial portion of your investment. Investing in our Class A common stock is highly speculative and involves risk. You should carefully read and consider the risk factors included in this prospectus supplement and our periodic reports and the company prospectus and other documents we file with the SEC. And then again later on, risk related to the issuance. So if you go down...
Boiler fucking plate. Boilerplate. It's all boilerplate. And if you don't know, this all stop. No, I can't say that either. This is all it's the same on every stock. What am I trying to say here? What am I saying, huh? Oh, and we got to talk about him too. What are we saying?
Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying? Or are you saying what are you saying? Huh?
I don't know, Tony. What are they saying? They're saying that you're out there somewhere still. But they also say that Elvis is still out there. Right? I'm going to start I don't know. Elvis, a little bit I mean, don't get me wrong, I like Elvis, but it's a little old. But maybe we can all get behind Tom Jones. Tom Jones is not dead. They said Tom Jones is dead. No, he's not dead. Tom Jones is not dead. It's propaganda. If anything, he's under, cryogenic, ice, youthening process or something. But I refuse to believe that he is dead. Just like I've always been skeptical of the whole Tony thing. I don't know. I don't know. It just seems very But I'd like to find out. Write off the investment. AMC needs to sell popcorn on the streets like drugs. They should just sell drugs. If they did that, then they would get out of debt immediately. Because, I don't know why. Charlotte, thanks for being here, but we don't know that much. I mean, I don't. I'm just, you know what? You know what we know? Here's what we know. This is the only thing that we know, I think. Common sense. And, well, okay, so not the only thing. We know a couple things. You know how, I don't know. Because when I was in college 20 years ago, it was different than when my parents were in college 40 years ago, let's say. So, okay, but anyway, I'll just put this out there. When I was in school, and even earlier than college, but it was like, yeah, you can use a calculator. Yeah, you can use, we have open book tests. Yeah, you can have the book open. You can look in the book. Because why? Why is that okay? Why is it okay to take a math test and still have a calculator? Because you need to know how to use it. You need to know how to use the tool. You need to know where to look in the book. That book's got 300 pages in it. You can't read the whole thing during the test and look up every question, especially if it's like asking you about interpretation or synthesizing it or comparing and contrasting it with some other piece of, So it's not like you're cheating, right? I see this the same way. Like we have an open book. Like we don't know that much. We know how to look things up. We know how to evaluate evidence. We know how to do these things, which in my book is like a good thing. How many people do we all know that know a lot about one thing, but if you step outside of that, they don't know much. Or they can't figure it out because, they were programmed for that thing. It's like trying to get a VCR to be a DVD player. No, it won't. Right? Anyway, it's using your resources wisely. That's what we try to do. We try to use our resources and come to the most efficient way of understanding this stuff. But, and I don't personally, I need to see evidence. That's the biggest thing. It has to be evidence. Where's Tony Dumnero? Lynn's fashionably late, so that's cool. Another lockdown mixed with popcorn recall. I mean, wouldn't they? They would send each shareholder, they would send shareholders like a bill. You owe us money back. I can't speak for 50, but I can speak for about 40. And so, yeah. And it was a lot. It was an exponential amount of change, really. Absolutely fascinating. Model 3 dude only does fires, Ebola. For some reason on my screen, it looks like Ebola.com, like you were trying to say Ebola.com, which I kind of like that domain name, but then it makes me think of Mercola.com, which are talking about quack doctors and Dr. Mercola. Anyway, I piss a lot of people off, so if I piss you off, it's not personal. I talk shit about a lot of stuff, but at the end of the day, I'm okay.
And you'll see it. There's been
this is all standardized language. That was the word I was looking for. This is all standardized shit that is in most of these prospectuses because it has to be. Because that's one thing that the SEC, which they say that doesn't do their job. I say go back in time, get in the DeLorean, go back in time, to pre-1932, 33, and then tell me that the SEC doesn't do anything. Or listen to Lynn when she talks about, looked at SEC enforcement actions. There are so many fucking pieces of paperwork or electronic documents filed every day for public consumption, it was actually surprising to me. I didn't know that they did that much. They do a lot. So one of the things is, you know, yeah, you got to say this because you can't, we don't want people to be under the wrong, you know, under the wrong impression and think that they're going to get rich in one jump. I know, who would think that? It's ridiculous, but we just want to make sure. They knew almost 100 years ago that the apes would exist. They knew almost 100 years ago that the apes would exist. Otherwise, why would we have these rules? I don't know.
Get recent dilution, and there may continue to be additional
I'll shut up now.
Dilution of the Class A common stock, which could adversely affect the market price of the shares of the Class A common stock. No shit, Sherlock. I wonder how the yes people, how are you feeling about this, man? Talk about scaring people. Holy crud. And again, if you go through, you'll see this market price and trading volume of shares of Class A common stock have experienced and may continue to experience extreme volatility, which could cause purchasers to incur substantial losses. And again, how long these dynamics...
And again, boilerplate, standardized fucking language that this guy doesn't know because he's literally never looked at any other prospectus ever. I would be willing to bet. Oh, yeah, it says this. Can you believe they put that in there? Well, how many other ones have you looked at, Mike? How do you know? Was this like securities sold, not yet purchased? Don't even get me started on it. Every firm at least in the country, that reports to the SEC likely has that line in their fucking earnings report. It's a standardized GAAP, generally accepted accounting principle line item. Everybody has that item because that's how you report that on earnings reports or quarterly reports. It's like, how many other ones have you looked at? Don't you understand? Like learning things, knowledge, compare and contrast. No, I just want my money. Pay me, bitch. Fuck you, pay me. Okay. That's because that's how it works. Yes, that's how it works. The dumber and the lazier you are, and the less willing you are to do anything to help yourself, the more quickly and in one huge jump you are going to get rich. So if you're smart, if you're a smart person, you work hard, and you don't, you put in the time, you'll always be poor. But if you don't, and you just go this route, it'll come instantly. Literally the second that they start covering, the price is going to go to the moon. Donahue George told us that. Now, he's not a financial advisor. He's not providing financial advice. He's not telling us to buy, hold, or sell. But it sure sounds like, well, if what he's saying is true, he's probably buying it.
Circumstances, we caution you against maintaining an investment in our Class A common stock unless you're prepared to incur the risk of losing all or a substantial portion of your investment. Maintaining, that means we're already holding. It's like they're giving us a warning that are already holders. And then this one, negative sentiment among AMC retail...
Shut the fuck up, you fucking cunt.
...shareholders
Jesus
could
Christ.
have a material adverse impact on the market price of Class A common stock and your investments therein. So let's not be negative. I don't know what you guys think about this.
It's been a minute since I've seen an actual... And I don't know why I think about this before, but this guy's a Karen. This guy is a total fucking Karen. And it's not every day that you see a good male Karen. This is a male Karen. This is a Kyle. Is that what we're calling him? Ken? Kyle? I don't know. But, I mean, come on. What a fucking... He's a LARP. He is a goddamn LARP. Needs to bring back the whiteboard. Well, you know what? He can learn a thing or two from AMC Big Gums about whiteboards. Best whiteboard on the internet. AMC Big Gums. Video of Tony crying. Sure. Yeah, he just wants people. He just wants people to make some money, man, so they can buy one of my chicken coops, man. Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, I'll do that now. I'll just do that now. Why not? Let's do it now. Fuck it. We'll do it live. You know, that's what we're doing. We'll do it live.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live.
Do it live. That's what they'd say. That's what Bill says. All right. Well, we'll listen to Bill. Okay, let me get this live thing here. Screen. Oops. Not that. Boy, that was not it. That was not it. Okay. Here we go. Not that one. Here we go. There we go. Here it is. Tony Fresnaro. Whatever. Tony D/F. That's what we call him.
My prayers will be with you. I want all of you guys to get out with a profit. I don't know what's going to happen next.
Wow. On the sauce, huh? Been drinking. Yeah, anybody? I mean, just saying, I hear it. I hear it. That was just based on sound. I mean, what he says too is like.
So, and like I said earlier, hours ago, many of the people on my Discord, they made their own choices. They have different positions in this play than me. And we're pulling for every single one of you. All I want is for you guys to get out with a win. But I've been telling you what I think is going to happen.
Well,
my prayers will.
Why would you ever listen to what anybody ever tells you that they think is going to happen in the stock market? I mean, seriously. Nobody knows. Nobody fucking knows. Tony DeNaro doesn't know. Mike, the professor, the Marine doesn't know. None of them know. I certainly don't know. You know, Ron here, Mr. Crocodile Tears, you know, he doesn't know. But what he does know is how to identify what is happening. And that is the most important thing, I think, that we've talked about here for a while. Can you, in whatever way, on whatever time frame, or however you want to think about this, can you figure out what's going on and jump ahead of it? And yes, I did steal that from the JJ video, but that's it. That's trading. Because if you mosey along, if you mosey along at a snail's pace, following the people in front of you in line, you know, you're probably not, you might not lose money, but that's not like those aren't the great trades. The great trades are when, you knew something that other people didn't know. You had an edge. There is no edge here. There is a dull, rusty edge that will give you tetanus. It will. It doesn't give a fuck. It will give you tetanus. This thing is a fucking rusty nail that's bent and infected with tetanus. I mean, seriously. Yeah. All right. So that's Tony. I wonder, well, anyway. Cuts like a knife. Cuts like a knife, and I'll keep my mouth shut. I'll shut up now. Okay. I'm not gonna listen to this whole video. I just wanted to hear what he leads off with, and I cut out his disclaimer too. So don't worry, there's a disclaimer here. So don't sue him. Sue me instead.
I was watching the Marine video, and you would think that. I mean, at first, we didn't all know how Adam Aaron was, how the company was. We had no clue, man, that we'll be going through what we just went through. I mean, it was horrible and devastating.
You should have. I did. I knew what you were going to go through. I knew 2 years ago the fate that you would suffer. And it's not because I'm smart, Charlotte. It's not because I know anything. It's because I know how to find things out, basically. And I'm skeptical. I'm a natural skeptic. I am a natural contrarian. I question every goddamn thing to a you know, almost annoying point. And you know, I'll tell you what, it sucks. It does suck. My ex-wife hated it. She did. She hated it. So that tells you anything right there, you know, good. I'd like to try to use analogies in different terminology. So let me say that again. I'm just the kind of person that questions everything. And I think that that's what you have to do, not only in the market and all this, but just in general. I'm curious. I want to know. My ex-wife, though, she hated that. She hated that. But that's why the X thing. Yeah, I thought he did too, but then he said that I'm still in it and all this kind of crap. Like we saw a couple streams ago, by the way. Where were you on the last live stream, Model 3 dude? You were being asked about. Also, Shadow Stars is back around. We saw him. He was over in Telegram. I think he was here at one of the last stream too. But anyway, it's good to see him and Charlotte and Sergeant Baloney and you know, all of the people, James Steele. Yeah. Thanks for being here, guys. Appreciate it. Can't believe this scam is Zap Zone. Can't believe this scam is still going. What a bunch of idiots. Even Al and Lou admit it's over. Well, let's look at that. I will look at that next.
Retail investors. A lot of people that lost like 90% of their portfolio.
And that's funny to hear that said. They've lost 90% of their portfolio. Well, the portfolio is just one stock, but since that's down 90+%, yeah, they've lost 90% of their portfolio. They're like it's like transitive, not transitory.
I think that after everything that we just went through, you will have people that have enough intellect and they'll be extremely careful before they think about holding AMC as a stock. You would think that people would know better at this point, you know, considering the fact that everything that we've been through. But see, you always got people that's not going to learn from their mistake because you got people that like to gamble. So you're going to...
Wait, is he talking about apes, or is he talking about the hedge fund, billionaire, one percenters? Huh? That's my question. I can't tell. Listen, I'm going to go back a little. Is he talking about the apes? Is he talking about himself? Is he talking about hedge funds? Who's he talking about here? I don't know.
But see, you always got people that's not going to learn from their mistake because you got people that like to gamble. So you're going to always have people, man, they screw up real bad, but they don't learn from their mistakes. So Adam Aaron understand it. Trust me. So I was watching the Marine video, and he went over portions of a document that was written by Adam Aaron and AMC. That was written by Adam Aaron, I'm assuming, or his legal staff for the company. And here's the thing, man. When you listen to it, you can kind of see why Adam Aaron and the board haven't been buying any AMC shares. When you listen to him go over portions of their document, you can see why they don't have a lot of faith in AMC, why they're not invested in AMC, or why they're not buying shares. See, in my opinion, Adam Aaron and the board, they act like they love the apes. They act like they love AMC retail investors. But what they like is the money. But man, you can tell they really don't really want, in my opinion, you can tell they really don't really want us in the stock at this point. That's the impression I get. It's like they look at
They.
A certain portion of retail investors.
No, Frankie. You are the one initiating this fucking dumbass class warfare bullshit, okay? And it probably has something to do with your religious beliefs, which I don't care to even discuss. Not because I am prejudiced against any world religion. In fact, shit, my household essentially represents all three of the major world religions. So there, okay? I represent the recovering Catholic faction. So my name is Scott, and I was a Catholic. I'm a recovering Catholic. Sorry, it's been a while. Hi, my name's Scott, and I am a Catholic. Because you're always Catholic, just like you're always an addict. Anyway, I don't agree with that. Anyway, motherfucker. No.
As being a liability to the stock. And they don't have a lot of confidence in a certain portion of the retail investor. When I'm going to play a video, it's really short.
Because they know that you have no fucking clue. They know that you are the kind of fucking people. And you'd think this would be a good thing for them and that they would want this. Like you're never going to sell. The stock could go up to $420,000 per share and you wouldn't sell because that's paper-handed. They know what the stock's worth. Well, but that literally kind of says that you don't get it. That says that you don't get it. I don't know. 3-2.
I think his video was like 3 minutes long. You see what I'm saying?
No. Nah, I don't think so. No, not interested. We know what he's going to say. We know that's just all a liability. Yeah. Well, we know it's a lie. What was that one thing that somebody mentioned here? Culture Club, yeah. Oh, Al and Lou. Right. Oh, two of the worst ones. But can we do this one first? Stocks and crypto creep.
Hey, friends.
Wow. He's making up for the couple days that he didn't wear glasses. His glasses, he's making them up with some fucking killer specs, bro.
Welcome to Stocks and Crypto Plays. I just bought.
He can afford to. Anyway.
More AMC shares. Not a whole lot.
Oh. Could you what? He bought AMC shares that are priced at what? $12? Hopefully he bought them towards the end of the day when they were cheaper, like $12, and not, when they were like $13. Good fucking God. Are you kidding me? Imagine the other day, this was like a $2 stock. Fuck. What a waste of money. Like, honestly, AMC, the company, they probably realize that anybody who even buys their stock at this point is an idiot. They know that.
I bought about 83 shares just now. Very small amount, taking nibbles, right? Actually, it's not that small. It depends.
What?
If you're a trader, a small trader, a medium trader.
What the fuck? No.
83
He's full of shit.
And then I bought a call, which is queued. They didn't fill it. That's very interesting. They didn't fill it.
That's $1,000.
Call for $84.
That's $1,000, and he purchased a call for $84. I don't think he means 84. I mean, you think he means 84 cents, which is $84. But yeah, not $84, which would be $8,400. Okay, anyway.
Expiring September 1st. How do you guys
Oh my God.
that?
That's dumb.
I feel
that's
like
retarded.
They're expensive on AMC stock right now.
Well, you know what? It's almost like, it's too bad there isn't a way like to know whether they're expensive or not. Oh, God. Fucking hell.
I feel like they're expensive.
Excuse me, guys, while I go shoot up heroin real quick. I'm just kidding. But, I mean, what? He bought... No way did he spend $1,100 fucking dollars today on AMC bullshit. Worthless fucking... Oh, God.
That makes me bullish, at least in the short term. We should get a spike. And the analysis that I did...
Oh, yeah, you'll get a spike. You always get spikes. You'll get a spike. Yeah. You mean like this spike? You mean like this one? Or this one. How about this one? How about any of these here? How about any of these spikes? Yes, we'll get a spike, but you still won't sell, will you? No, you still won't sell. So why do you need a spike? Quit hogging the spikes. You're not going to sell. So get a spike and sell, then, I'll believe you. But what difference does it make if you get a spike? You're just going to buy it at a higher price, and it's going to go down, and then you're going to bitch about it on here again the next day. We all know what this game, we've seen this movie before.
Is that we may get up to a 52% spike over the next few days, starting Monday and through Wednesday in that range. That's why I bought the 100-share call. We're going to get up to a 52% spike. So in the very near future, possibly
52%. Where do you get this from? 52%.
We should see maybe a 20-30% spike in that range, up to a 50%.
This guy has got nothing. I mean, he's sitting in the driver's seat. There's nobody behind the fucking wheel here. I'm sorry. I am sorry. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Where are you getting this shit from? You have no proof. You have no evidence. You have no data even. This is where we're at. This is where we're at. In this whole thing called human society. I mean, again, AI, Chat CCP would do a much better job, and it would be more accurate. Now, it wouldn't necessarily be accurate, but it would be more accurate. And it would, I don't know if it would be more precise. 52% is pretty goddamn precise. That is a precise number. It's a precise figure. How do you come up with that? Now, I have a thing that I do sometimes. So it's messed up. But, I don't like to say round numbers. I like to come up with some random percentage. Like, whatever, 74.6% or whatever. So maybe he's doing that. Maybe he doesn't want to say 50 because that's so just kind of plain Jane. But 52, my mind immediately thought of 52 weeks in a year, 52 cards, playing cards in a deck, right? I think. Yeah. So 52, maybe it's subliminal. I'm surprised he didn't say 42, though. 42 would have been interesting, too. The look of averaging down. It's so funny that you say that because I was listening to, actually, I think I still have it up here. I was listening to the audio version of something of this, Jesse Livermore's How to Trade in Stocks. Because I've listened to recently reminiscences of a stock operator, and I wanted to see what did Jesse Livermore actually write that the other book was based on, Reminiscences of a Stock Operator. And so there was a section where it said basically, you don't ever average with your losers. Averaging down doesn't work. It makes more sense to cut your fucking loss. Because if you're down that much, yeah, Hail Marys do occur. But not usually. Anyway. After a split, they still pump it. Yeah, because, they can't. Shorts haven't covered still. They're still saying that shorts haven't covered. What did we learn tonight? Shorts haven't covered. We learned that Donahue George said they can't buy and they can't sell. They can't buy and they can't sell. Imagine saying that. I mean, did he turn the camera off and start cracking up? What the hell is going on here? This is some fucking Twilight Zone bullshit. No, it's not. Not even that. I just don't. I mean, 42 would have made more sense. Wouldn't that have been interesting? Yeah. Love how Matt Coles is so trying to separate himself from the rest of the grifters now. Says that Adam Aaron was too afraid of his tough questions, so he went to Trey instead. Tough questions. He would have loved to have had Adam Aaron on his show, I think, or his channel. And he was probably, you know, jealous that he didn't. Can't fix one bad trade with a really good trade. No, just like you can't, you know, undo anything in life, like by doing something really good. I don't know, this really did not come out well. But you know what I mean. It's like you can learn from it though, but you can learn from it, and you can actually fix a bad trade, in the sense that you can learn about what you fucked up on the first one, and then crucially you can avoid doing that the next time. That's how you fix it. That's how you fix it. And it's not even it's not even necessarily the case, because it could be a totally different setup or whatever, and it might not even be related at all. But maybe it will be, or maybe it will make you, I don't know, realize or something. But that's the idea. I know. They don't learn like that. They don't. Which is funny because, well, I don't know if it's funny. It's this monkey see, monkey do type approach, which I'm not a fan of. Even before the whole meme stock thing. Or at all. Yes. Like, all these trading groups where they tell you what, they give you alerts. Never been a fan of it for, stock or option trading. Never been a fan. It's not really trading. It's following. It's, if you and you will end up losing money. It's just, I don't really see any other way. I mean, yeah, you might get lucky a few times, but if you don't know why someone is telling you to do that, and you do it, I say there's a good chance you're going to end up losing your money. And you're out the money you paid to ⱨ or Roensch Capital. The $80 a month for the freaking subscription, because they don't teach you how to do it. They just tell you what to do, which to me is not learning. It's just monkey see, monkey do. And that's what happened here. A lot of this. These kids, clowns, fucking man-children, Muppets, they didn't learn actually how to trade options. They just saw that somebody was buying call options on AMC, and they decided to do the same thing. Because, well, if a lot of people are doing that thing, then it must be a good thing to do. Except not. What is right is not always what's popular, and what is popular is not always right. That's something that, my third grade teacher had on a poster in the classroom. Like, it's just nothing new. It's nothing that revolutionary. It's just, you can't be blinded by the promise of being rich or getting, 17 Lambos or whatever. Thank God that didn't happen too. There would have been so many pedestrian deaths. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's what my research shows. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I'm telling you what I did. I just bought 82 shares, something like that. I also bought a call, okay? 100 share call on AMC stock, and they're expensive.
That is the look of somebody who threw a bunch of money away and he knows it. Like, that's not, come on. This guy's such a clown. It's ridiculous. We already did that. Okay. Now, live with Al, Jordan, and Uncle Frank. Who's Jordan? Jordan. Who did you get your stock advice from? Oh, I get it from Jordan. Jordan and Uncle Frank. And Al from wherever the fuck. Al from whatever country expelled him. All right. What is X-Force? That's Lou? Is this actually Lou, or is it somebody uploading Lou's videos? X-Force. Oh, XRP, XLM. What? Okay. X-Force. AMC stock is about to flip. AMC is flipping. The creative investor with the creative take, as always. Conversion. Somebody said something about scavenger. He believes. Let's see what he says.
What is going on? I hope everyone's having a fantastic week. Fantastic.
Well, it sure sounds like you are. Hey, what's up, guys? I hope you have a fantastic week. And I'm day drinking.
Friday. Hopefully you have some good plans for the weekend. I have not disappeared. Quite frankly, to be honest, I just haven't been talking about AMC because obviously, because if it's obvious, it's obviously wrong. So obviously I'm wrong. I feel like making videos while we're waiting for this conversion to happen has been kind of a waste of time. There really just hasn't been anything to
It's always been a waste of time. What are you talking about?
Really been anything to talk about. During the lawsuit shenanigans and everything like that. So, I said it from the start, and we really need this conversion to take place.
Or a guy who is already sick and tired of, typing all of the things on his resume into the form on the screen where it says last name, first name, and then you're asked to upload the PDF of the resume too. So, but you have to type it in because, they have all these AI things now and they can't keep it straight. It's like just how like Citadel can't deal with buy and hold. He's pissed about having to type in all the information that he's also uploading in a document. At least that's what I would be pissed about if I were applying for as many jobs as he probably is. Assholes, man. We're assholes. I love it.
And we can see how desperate Wall Street truly is right now.
They're desperate, huh?
No denying that, they're doing everything in their power to bring AMC down.
Fuck. There's no denying it. There's no denying it. It cannot be denied. It's a foregone conclusion. Everybody knows it. In fact, it's obvious, right? It's so obvious. So obvious. Yeah. Well, anyway.
So when Ape converts into AMC, they can convert it at, the cheapest price possible. Totally makes
that
sense.
Didn't really happen, did it? I mean,
I know there's other people.
It kept going down after the conversion.
There who, look at AMC differently and look at, maybe it's in an algorithm cycle, whatever, and some of that might be compelling, but for me, I'm looking more on what the company needs to do to survive, and obviously,
here we go.
AMC's.
Hey, came for the squeeze, stayed for the fundamentals. That's what Manuel said once, and it was brilliant. Came for the squeeze, stayed for the fundamentals. So now, you know what? That squeeze thing, whatever. But what does a company need to do in order to destroy the short thesis? Well, what do we need to do to destroy your long thesis? That's my question. You want to destroy a short thesis? Even facts won't kill your fucking bullshit long thesis. Even facts won't. So, I mean, and it's just...
He's a pretty heavily
I'll shut up
shorted
now.
Stock. We know that, obviously, Ape, during the release...
There it is again, obviously.
Kind of was a wash. Now, we need to remember that Ape, which right now is delisted because it's going to be converting into AMC, so we have a, billion plus market cap that's going to be added to AMC. But we need to look at the facts here. We need to look at, without Ape, AMC would have been gone by now, and that's just the reality. I know people don't want to hear that, and I don't want to hear that, because as a shareholder, I don't want to be diluted. I don't want my position to be down. You know, most people right now are down on their position.
But see, dilution has always been the wrong way to think about it, in my opinion. I've never thought about this way. I've never thought about companies issuing shares as being dilution that's harmful to me. Now, maybe it is, maybe it's not. It depends on the scenario, it depends on the company, depends on a lot of things. But you can't deny the fact that this company, because of what happened over the last 3 years, they say, well, we'll just go with that. Has not brought in, the revenue that they've brought in the past. And so that's impacting their ability to operate. It may impact their ability to continue as a going concern. In other words, they may not have enough money to keep operating, okay, ultimately, if they don't add money to the bank instead of just having to pay it out. So you have to understand that. You have to realize that. You cannot just think about dilution as hurting you. That is a selfish, fucking stupid way to look at it. And yeah, I know it's capitalism. It's selfish. It's stupid. It is. I agree. It is selfish and it's stupid. And it's unsustainable. And it's basically a Ponzi scheme. However, if you're going to play in this system, you have to at least face the reality of some of these aspects if you want to, quote unquote, win or be profitable. Yeah, I'm not a fan of it, the whole thing. But if I'm going to go into something like the stock market, I have to play by its fucking rules. Unless you're an ape, then in which case you're going to go change the market, straighten it out, everything. Just by buying a movie theater, it'll all work out. And, they might be pushing the price down now, but something will give eventually. Just have hope. Hashtag justice for AMC. Ridiculous. Okay, I'll shut up now.
Although it was interesting waking up yesterday morning. I think it was yesterday morning. My brokerage account said I was up like 30 grand or something stupid. It was a big glitch that I had, and it said I had like 10 times the amount of shares that I had. Really interesting, these glitches that take place. We see it all the time, but the reality is AMC's still on the thresholds list, so obviously the demand for Class A common stock is much higher than the amount of shares that are actually available.
Oh, is that what that means? Oh, that's what FTDs are. Oh, I'm so glad that you explained it. Now, wait a minute. Let's go back and hear that again. Guys, this is how Scavenger understands failure to deliver. So listen to this.
Obviously,
listen.
Stupid. It was a big glitch that I had, and it said I had like 10 times the amount of shares that I had. Really interesting.
Okay, I'm gonna just set it up again. He's gonna tell us what FTDs mean, how we interpret them, what it means, well, how we can gauge supply and demand, off of FTDs. Here we go.
These glitches that take place, we see it all the time, but the reality is AMC's still on the thresholds list, so obviously the demand for Class A common stock is much higher than the amount of shares that are actually available. And
if that were the case, would the price have been less than $2 I mean, just from a purely conceptual basis. I don't even want to say a number. If what he said were the case, would AMC have been a penny stock? Would it have been so low? If there had been more demand than shares available to fill that demand. Think about it. I don't know. Let's go back and hear it again, because now I'm getting confused, because I don't know if he said what Lynn said or what I thought.
The reality is AMC still
Here
on
we
the
go.
thresholds list, so obviously the demand for Class A common stock is much higher than the amount of shares that are actually available.
The demand is higher than the shares that are available. Sounds like it should be on the moon, if that's the case. But I think the evidence points another way. Yeah. I don't think that... now, he's saying that here's the problem with all this FTD nonsense. FTDs are nothing burger. They mean nothing. They mean absolutely jack fucking shit. It's never worked out for AMC. Never worked out for AMC. Threshold list does not mean that there will be a short squeeze. It does not mean that there are naked shorts. It does not mean that there will even be buying associated with fulfilling the obligations that are represented by those failures to deliver. It is Amazon delivering your package 2 days late. It is Amazon, a seller, being delayed in delivering to you something that you have already paid for. That is all that is happening. It means absolutely nothing about the quality of that product. It means absolutely nothing about the availability, ultimately, of the product, because there are a million reasons why that truck is not coming today and it's coming 2 days from now. And you sit there and tell me you know why it's not? Oh, you know which driver it is too and what color underwear he's wearing today? I mean, come on. You don't know any of that shit. All you know is that my shit did not get delivered today. And in the case of the market, you don't even know that. You don't even know that. Think about that. There is no way for a market participant, for a trader to know if the shares that they purchased were actually delivered or not. And I'm not saying that this is a bad thing or a problem. I'm saying it doesn't matter. I'm saying it does not matter. Because even if you don't have the, I don't even say physical, even if you're sitting on an FTD and you don't know it, you bought 10 shares, and the person that you were matched with by the market, they had just bought their shares yesterday, but they decided to sell today. So that's within the settlement window, which means that their purchase of AMC shares from yesterday has not been settled yet. So their shares that they sold today to you, they can't be delivered because they haven't received them yet. You follow me? So it's like Amazon is waiting for their shipment of whatever it is before they can deliver it to you. That's an FTD. And I mean, clearly the mob's involved, mafia's involved. It's nefarious. It's a criminal underworld, and we have proof of this, I guess. But look, there's no way for me to know that that's the case because I can go ahead and sell them as if I had it. So it'd be like me listing the item that I haven't received yet from Amazon on eBay or Let Go or OfferUp or Craigslist. I'm going to sell it to somebody else, and they're going to actually pay me with their credit card or Cash App or whatever. I haven't even gotten it from Amazon yet, and now I've turned around and sold it to somebody else. Am I going to be able to deliver it to them? No. So now there's 2 FTDs. It's that fucking simple, but you have to think about it. You have to put it together. Oh, yeah, it takes 2 days for trades to settle. That makes sense. How can you deliver something that's not even settled yet? Hasn't gotten here. The seller doesn't even have it necessarily. So, but it's not necessarily, or really, I haven't seen any evidence that any of it's nefarious at this point. I mean, maybe I just haven't seen it. Maybe I need to hang out on Reddit more. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I need to take, maybe I need to smoke some of that synthetic marijuana. I hear that does wonders for your brain. I mean, You got to wonder what the hell, like how in the fuck. But it's all bias. It's bias. It's bias. It's bias. It's it's believing what you want to believe rather than what actually is. What the uncomfortable truth of the matter is here, that these clowns screwed up. Not the hedge funds, retail investors. They thought that they could trick the market, manipulate the market into giving up their wealth, giving it all up. Not the way. That's not how it works. The market has been around long enough. It's seen some things before. Anyway, all right, I'll shut up now.
And to be quite honest, them creating this discount right now on AMC, I think that the demand is much higher than it was even before, especially having a smaller float. So those are things we need to look at.
Oh, well,
again,
there's a small window of time, kid, when you can talk about that smaller float. You're in that window right now. You are in the eye of the storm. You are in the calm, peaceful eye of the storm before the shares get added. I mean, I'm sorry. Yeah, good luck. That's all I got to say. Good luck. Anyway.
I just want to reiterate that without Ape, guys, AMC would have been gone by now. And
I don't even know if we can say that.
Zero. I mean, that's just a reality.
Adam Aron should have put it to a vote in 2021 to add shares. Ridiculous to assume that because he went on one fucking influencer's channel, Trey, that he somehow knew that it was not going to be voted up, so he took it off. I mean, it still blows my mind that that's how it went down. And for 2 years, that's all that has ever been said. Well, retail investors don't support blah blah blah. How do you know that? You didn't even fucking ask them. You talked to one grifter, fake ass military, one-eyed, well, he's not one-eyed, but remember the eye patch? OGs remember the eye patch, okay? Droopy ass eye. Unless there's something that I don't know about, which there probably is, but maybe not this, how in the world can Adam Aron sit there and say, well, retail wasn't going to support our capital raise? You don't know that. They did before. They supported it before, earlier in 2021. They say a lot of things. They said a lot of things. I mean, to me, if you want to make a case for fiduciary duty breach, that would be where I would start. Oh, the CEO said, that retail investors clearly would not have supported, this offering of or issuance of shares. But they never asked me. I'm not one of these ape people. I'm not one of these short squeeze hopers. I'm someone who's held on to AMC stock for 20 years. And now here he's coming out saying, yeah, well, retail investors don't support this. How the fuck does he know what I want? No, retail did not own 85% or more. That was more nonsense. More nonsense, because there was fine print associated with that statement. And it would have been impossible for retail investors to own 85 or 90. You were even saying more than 95%. I mean, it was more than 95%. And what is somebody going to do if you say, oh yeah, well, you guys own 85% of the company? Well, you don't really own anything. First of all, you own a digital entry in a fucking spreadsheet ledger that says that I paid this much. I am willing to pay this much for something that represents ownership of a company. But at the end of the day, the person who gets the money is the person who sells it to me, not the company. There's absolutely no benefit to AMC when I buy a share. Somebody else sells it to me. the market cap does not go to AMC. I think some apes are confused about that. But, you know, it's just like, I don't know what people think as far as like how this shit works. But you start going down, you know, into some basic fundamentals of, you know, what is the market cap? What is the market cap? You know, all the share value of all the shares. What does AMC have to do with that? They have nothing to do with that. It should, quote unquote, reflect the fundamentals of the company, and it will ultimately, usually the case. Oh, and you know what? I can't remember if it was, I think it was Mike, Professor Mike. He was, you know, in his little bitch session there. He, you know, he was like, you know, disparaging the yes voters. Like, imagine that. Like, one of the people in your own movement is actively trying, you know, actively antagonizing people who had a different opinion or had a different knowledge and understanding of the thing. I mean, it's so out of line, so disrespectful, such a little fucking prick. And I don't give a fuck that he was a Marine. In fact, it makes me hate him more. I fucking hate him. Anyway, I don't hate all, you know, it's not because of the military thing. It's because he wears it on his fucking sleeves. He wants us to think that he's better than he is because, you know, yada, yada, yada. Anyway. All right. I gotta move on. Oh, yeah, Lou. What happened to your ape money? Well, they rounded down. That's what they did. They rounded down.
All right. A lot of people ask me what.
Whoa, holy reverberation. Where's the bat signal?
How did this go? Isn't it supposed to be transferred over? All I can tell you is probably by the end of the day today, you're probably going to see it reflect on the other side. A lot of people's accounts are fluctuating in prices. So I'm getting all the emails coming in like they had more shares today.
Oh, yeah.
Yesterday.
Imagine some weird stuff happens with your brokerage account. And the first person, or well, he didn't say the first person, but the person that you think to email is Louis Bravo. I think that you're probably a lost cause. That if that is the case, I think you're a lost cause. I don't know.
Today, and some people having less. People like brothers and sisters that are looking at their accounts like, what the fuck? So I will give it to the end of the day today, but please understand, this is a multi-day event. So price action, your portfolio number, like how many shares you have, the correct amount, even receiving these shares, you have to understand, some people are saying 3, 4, 5 to 7 days. So this is what this is. This is an ongoing debacle. So don't freak out. They're doing their shit on the side, but let's just see where this lands.
We have to let them do the cleanup operation first. The cleanup operation. Cleanup operation is digital depression 2.0.
The managed event is here, and
the managed event. That is a Lou classic. A managed event. God.
They call ape. I'm smart. I can handle this. No, you
How much did almond milk take you down on the evolutionary scale?
can't, motherfucker. This is beyond us. But listen, I'm gonna run to the gym, do some stuff. I'll be checking.
Jim,
like that.
That's why, Ron. It's because he's going to the gym, so his metabolism's probably off because he drinks all that shit coffee and eats all those, you know, chicken eggs. I don't know. It's like his body doesn't know what to do. He's going to end up looking like an upside down bowling pin.
But even anticipate over the weekend seeing numbers fluctuate. Believe it or not, think about that. They're going to have to take this offline over the weekend to do this.
Take it offline. Is that like taking my dot matrix printer offline? Remember that? Printer online, printer offline. Using a parallel cable, by the way. I know Model 3 dude knows what I'm talking about. Ron too, probably. Printer online, printer offline. It still says it in Windows, but I'm talking about on the Star brand dot matrix printer itself. I'm talking about a 18 character, or maybe a 9. Anyway, wow. Let's go back to the 1980s here. Serial cable. Oh, now don't even. I think your memory may be failing you on that. But you know, we can just agree to disagree, but it was a parallel cable. Anyway, well, actually, it was parallel on one side and Centronics on the other side, but that's the weird looking one, like a small SCSI connector. Anyway, I had a very lonely childhood. So parallel cable switches to connect multiple computers to a printer. Like a switch box, like an A, B, C, D, and you switch it and it literally switches to a different. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Man, SCSI. Small computer systems interface. I never had anything that had SCSI. I was not that. I didn't have. It just didn't. But anyway, it's funny. We got to take the stock offline, like my printer. My printer's offline right now for maintenance. Second day of the cleanup operation. Do you really think AMC won't drop the full 550? The tractor printer. Yep. You know, they still use those in like auto shops and stuff. I was surprised when I went to a Conrad's or something and they printed it out on that, folded it together, folded it in half on the long edge so that the tractors met up and zipped them both off at the same time. You know, that's a pro can do that. If I tried to do that, it would rip the whole fucking document. It would rip the whole thing. Anyway, look at all those videos. How many videos today? Let's count. 2, 4, 8, 12, 11 videos today so far, and he's not done yet. The last one was 7 hours ago, so you know there's more coming. Wow. Okay. Let's see. Do we have any interesting different stuff here? What is this here that Manuel posted? This vengeful spirits thing. That sounds interesting, but does not sound relevant to stocks. Oh, it's our friend, Noisy Corax. Okay, new friend.
For those.
So let's do this here. And you know, I never know what anything is here, but we may have to read this comment here. It looks to be a disapproval comment, which I'm all about reading because I want to know why people think that it's wrong. Because there's probably not anything there, except they just don't want to. So anyway, I'm gonna shut up. Listen to this from our new subscriber.
Ourselves, children of Raven. There's a tale of the Irish that we call our own, the goddess Morrigan. It is said she picks the warriors that are fated to die by washing the blood stains off of their clothes. It's been 4 days of bloodshed, and for some of you, your fate has been known for a very long time. Some of you have been honorable and dignified in your loss. Others have not.
But to the fucking arbitragers out there that kept telling us, oh, the AMC's gonna go down and APE's gonna go up. APE is down 8%, working on 9% right now, to right at $2.09. So where's the fucking arbitrage, people?
And struggle futilely against their own fate.
You arbitrage motherfuckers, noisy Korax, where you at, bitch? Mr. Arbitrage. Yeah, it arbitraged. It brought that motherfucker down to under $2.
I suppose it's better late than never that the dead come around to the realization that the arbitrage of the price was going to happen, even if the estimation of where the price went was a miss. No matter, we'll discuss that this weekend, and why perceived fair value of AMC might have had something to do with the spill in both securities. But that wrap-up is in the future. This is the present. And presently, CSI seems to be making implications that run far afoul of reality. Clearly, because he fell in battle, everyone else must have.
So to all the arbitrage pushers out there, noisy Korax, did you get your lesson today? Did you get your ass thinking today and realize that you couldn't trust Adam Aaron?
Oh, that's so cute. You thought something actually happened.
Yeah, I like this, and I like...
I suppose it's another time of educating CSI on how the arbitrage works, seeing as you've proven your ignorance once again. See, I pulled out of APE at $1.82 for a profit. It wasn't as much as I would have liked, but it is a profit nonetheless. See, unlike your parents, I know how to pull out. But even if I didn't sell my APE shares in time, because of the mechanics of the arbitrage, I would have been just fine. You see, all arbitrages have a long end and a short end. Usually in a traditional arbitrage, you are long via the undervalued security and short via selling short the overvalued security. In my case, I was long APE and on the short end, hedged the other end with puts. Let's keep a simple example rather than using real numbers to help keep things easy for the rest of the class. A hypothetical situation like AMC is trading at $5 and APE is trading at $1. I buy APE at $1, 100 shares, and I
feel like, and I mean, this is not a dig on this channel or video. I actually am very much enjoying this, but I feel like they didn't understand what arbitrage was at the time. Like, I think the word is maybe too French or something. It sounds too complicated. They couldn't pronounce it. I don't know. But I feel like this type of breakdown right here would have been, and again, I'm not saying that he should have done it. Somebody should have. They should have. They should have taken it upon themselves to learn this, you know, and like explain it. And I'm sure some people did, but by and large, people didn't understand it. I mean, you have, how do I know this? Well, you expect somebody who thinks that they stole 90% of your shares to be able to understand this. I don't see it. I don't see it. But I think there was a lot of just like when you can't hear what somebody's saying, but you agree with them anyway, can get you in trouble. I think that's what happened here. You know, they're like, oh yeah, the arbitrage thing. I actually saw one person say it. I think it was on Twitter. I think it was on Twitter or a comment maybe on YouTube, but they called it the they called it the albatross play, and that's you want to go full on French. That was one of the best like double entendre or unintentional ironies that I think could have ever happened. I mean, it was amazing. There's actually been so many, but that was a good one. You know, let me throw the share around my neck. Okay, all right. Ooh, that's a little bit dark. Well, it's the strange, dark, and hilarious here with Mr. I don't even know, Mr.
$1 strike.
I can't.
Against
I got nothing.
AMC. Let's say the convergence price ends up being 50 cents for both of them.
And oh my God, I can't believe you bought puts. You're short seller.
Make money on the premium of the put being sold that covers the loss exactly.
Need to, yeah.
And even if I'm a magnificently giant fucking idiot and forget to sell my ape, I can still use the AMC put once ape is converted into AMC as a hedge by exercising my put option. Now, given I lose my extrinsic value, but if it's close enough to the expiry, who cares? There's not much extrinsic value anyway. I'll just exercise the put for its intrinsic value. It doesn't matter.
Okay, so this is cool, you know, but I want to read this comment. Okay. Kohrs, you're tripping hard. I don't mean in a good way. I always figured the name of your channel had a magical context. Being versed myself, do you believe that Morgan would approve of what Adam Aaron has done to the shareholders? Your problem is that you assume that anybody who doesn't talk like you is an idiot. Do you think... That's funny. Do you think Morgan and a host of other spirits would approve of serving yourself up to your enemies on a silver platter? Study the magical history of Louisiana and New Orleans specifically, one of the magical capitals of the world. Don't trick yourself into believing we're all idiots, sir. CSI definitely is not a fool. He tried to prevent the foolishness we're experiencing right now, but you refuse to see it because you would rather side with the shorts and hedge funds by arguing with us that it's 6 one way and half a dozen the other. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna come down. I'm gonna come down, you know, with Kohrs on this one. Definitely an idiot. I just, you know, like. I guess they're talking about here about the, I guess the reverse split or the arbitrage. I don't know exactly 6 one way and half a dozen the other. I mean, theoretically it should be, but that's the thing. Theoretically it should be, but practically, in reality, it's determined by the market. So, you know. Which is like, it's like interest rates. You know, the Federal Reserve can say whatever they want. We're raising the interest rates, okay? But if the bond market doesn't price them, if they don't sell off, in other words, and push the interest rates up, so the market actually is what determines it. Just like you could say, well, yeah, they should converge here on this arbitrage, and, you know. But anytime you start talking about what should happen, that's getting into dangerous territory, because there is really no should. I mean, how are you going to predict what the sum of all the eyes and ears and minds and everything, all the attention and exposure and positive and negative press, all of that combined, the aggregate of all of that, that is going to spit out at the end of the day a price that people are, people have been willing to pay various prices, and all of those prices are, prints. But ultimately, at the end of the day, you're going to come up with a price. It's like, okay, this is what it closed at today. But that's arrived at through a collaborative, process that involves who knows how many people and institutions and entities and computers and AIs. So how can you predict that? You can't predict that. It's like these people who are like, well, the market's symmetric. It's going to be a symmetrical pattern, or it's going to cycle. It's going to repeat itself. I think they're giving Ken Griffin a little bit too much credit. Give it to Ken Griffin too much credit. Apes only know one play, buy and hold. I know, James. And the thing is, they say that buy and hold, Citadel's algorithm, their billion-dollar algorithms, and all of their PhD, computer science PhDs and psychology PhDs and, behavioral analysts and, hypnosis practitioners, whatever the hell they have, that all that knowledge and technology and everything. But you know what defeats it? Two things that it cannot deal with because it is so crazy, and that's buy and hold. The algorithm is not set up to deal with buy and hold because it's not like that's what Warren Buffett does or anything. It's not like it's the most basic strategy that you could have. No, it is radical. It is radically different. It is unheard of. Nobody buys and holds. Nobody ever did. And that's why we can say with confidence, just like Morant's rants, confidence. Because that's how we can confidently say, with confidence, actually, that nobody's selling. See how this all connects? And by the way, I mean, every day, I think about how much more fun it would have been to be a grifter. I got to be honest. I may have made the wrong choice 2 years ago, but I'm happy with it. I'm glad I made the choice I made. But god damn, it would feel good somehow. Yeah. Yes. Well, I don't sleep well, James, but it's not because it's for other reasons. It's because of other things. but the point is very well taken. And I couldn't do that. At least, I wouldn't probably. And at the time, it was like, there are I couldn't find any other opinions. I couldn't find anybody on YouTube who was saying anything different other than what everybody was saying. There was nobody. And then I found out that there were a couple people, but they weren't coming up for me in my search results. And Morant's, you got to keep the wife's boyfriend happy. So, his feelings matter too. Wives, boyfriends' lives matter too. Okay. Charlotte, that's such a good way to look at it. You didn't lose in the stock market. You learned a fuck of a lot. You don't have to dash it out. You can type it out. It's okay. I'm glad that you did, though, learn a lot. That's, you don't have to go to school to trade stocks, but this is the tuition, so to speak. Anyway, but yeah. Now, in my case, I feel like I have paid the tuition, but I skipped class. So that's a personal thing I got to work on. But yeah. Okay. So let me copy. If anybody wants to watch the whole video or go subscribe to Noisy Corax, there's a link right there in chat now. So thanks for that. Learning slowly is okay, I think. At least, you know, you're not saying like discount is here. Now I realize this is Moran's there, so he's not actually saying it. He's not actually saying that. But Common Sense Investor. That's probably that video there. Oh, here's Al. Okay, I was looking for Al. Al. Okay, we're going to go until 11, so 20 minutes.
Let's kick it off. Time on deck right now.
20 minutes, 11 o'clock, FYI. So if there's any thing that, any requests or anything, let me give you my super chat address. No, I'm just kidding. I don't have one.
5:43. I've been up since 04. Keeping an eye on this.
Nobody cares what time it is or how long you've fucking been up. Okay? Like, who cares? All right. Like, here's somebody who, I wouldn't mind seeing this guy in jail. I'm going to be honest. I wouldn't mind seeing this guy in fucking jail. Or actually, he belongs in Guantanamo.
Stock
That's right.
Trading at $14.02. It's down 2.44%. So let me start off by making a comment on one of the videos that Lou has made about a possible acquisition, right?
Oh, God.
We talked about how since the Paramount rule is no longer in play, that it's possible for somebody like, major motion production company like Paramount or Warner Brothers to...
That's what they're going to do right now. Absolutely. Screw the writers. Screw the writers. We don't need the writers. We don't need the actors. Let's buy the theater. Fuck it. Let's just buy the theater. That makes a lot of sense that they would do that. Oh, MGM's going to buy AMC. Castle Rock Production. I mean, why would they buy something that is unprofitable? It's a fucking cancer. It's somebody, please buy AMC and fucking close it. Buy AMC and fucking close it down. Now, the apes have never, I don't know if they've considered that possibility, but that's a possibility. Somebody could come, Elon Musk. Elon fucking Musk. Reverend Elon Musk himself could come in here tomorrow or whatever. I mean, it's going to cost him a hell of a lot less than it did to buy Twitter. Buy AMC and close it the fuck down. What's wrong with that? That's valid. I mean, maybe he will. Maybe he'll do it. Anyway, I'm glad that you guys are enjoying the channel. And I'm also glad that you found it. I often wonder if anybody does, but I tell you what. Yeah, it's been fun. It's been a fun time. It's been something to do. It started off during the pandemic when I didn't have a job. So, yeah, that wasn't the best. But then, then I met my friends here and, then we all had to go back to work because there was a labor shortage. Remember the labor shortage of 2021? Yeah. Wow. The labor shortage turned into non-transitory inflation, which turned into a market crash, which, I mean, the narratives that they try to get people to believe. And I'm not talking about AMC that they are trying to get you to sell. I don't know who all these people are that are trying to convince people to sell. They say that that's what we've done, but no, I don't care. Go buy more AMC for all I give a fuck. I don't care. But yeah, the labor shortage. The labor shortage hit, and I had to go back to, I had to go to work. I had to get, back to work, and so I did. And then, you know, well, the rest is history, I guess. But anyway, all right. Minimal stoppage.
By AMC, right? Because of the dilution factor, meaning that since we're going to have, you know, so many billions of shares, the possibility that the stock price being so diluted to the point where it's like, you know, a couple of dollars, maybe a couple of cents, and being able to get scooped up for, you know, pennies on the dollar, because, you know, the fact that AMC started to make money again, you know, it's absolutely worth. Yeah, it's absolutely feasible. It could possibly happen. Whether it will, that's beyond me. I don't have the ability to forecast that. What I can tell you is this, right? What I can tell you is this: if you were going to stay for that, right? If you're, let's say, you believe that there is going to be an acquisition strategy, considering the fact that Aaron has a background in acquisitions and mergers and stuff like that, yeah, you know, you should be aware of that. Now, Ape's supposed to convert today, this morning sometime, and we're not going to know when and how, where, nor the hour. We just know that that price is going to go from, you know, whatever it is, into the $14.02 that we're seeing right now. Presumably, it's going to hit that $30 mark that they indicated in the court. You should see some kind of, you know, pop, and then of course the crashing down of the stock, which we can all expect. And for the most part, I think a lot of people are concerned about how quickly the price will rise and how quickly the price will fall. I think it's possible that this stock could go up, you know, a certain amount of dollars just to shake people out.
The old shakeout,
and the rest of these short hedge funds.
The old paper hand shake out, shake down. You know, where the stock's like $12 and they push it up to $22 to try to you know, shake out people who are willing to paper hand the shit for $10 more than it currently is, which is $10 more than it should be, and $10 more than it will be. But hey, who's counting? You know, let's just shake the damn tree. Really like your peaches. I'm gonna shake your tree.
Breathing room.
Getting some more ass next week.
It is entirely possible, especially with people who have high numbers like $40, $50, $70 purchases. You know,
I know, James, and isn't it ironic? Like, yeah, shaking out the profit takers. And when you put it in those terms, like, with all of the pumping that's happened and all of this, like, you know, propaganda and garbage, ape moass squeeze nonsense, like, that's trying to get people to pile into the stock. So it's like it really, like, I think there are some people who want these people to sell and get out. There's other people who want them to buy and stay in, which is kind of like the way it is for everything, I think. Like, some people are on the long side, some people are on the short side. But I have to say, I really would be very, very surprised if there's many left in here that are even within striking distance of, within like arm's reach of a profitable position. Like, it seems to me that anybody who is holding a profit, like, why would I just, they wouldn't be apes, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. It wouldn't be apes. Yeah, exactly. No apes can profit at this point. Reminds me of an old blues song, "Shake Your Money Maker, Shake Your Money Maker," which, yeah. Anyway, yeah, profits. What does that mean? What does that even mean? I'm gonna play the short shirtless guy, because we all know what did we say here? What do we call him? The perv Al. See, here's the problem with sans serif fonts. Okay, this is just a very tiny rant. These two words right here are different. They are not the same word. One is a technology that is taking over the world by storm and is responsible for single-handedly the market being saved from oblivion. The other one is a propagandist and a stock pumper, potentially someone who's promulgated sexual violence against women, and supposedly another one of those, brave, willing to do whatever needs to be done Marines. So I really, really don't like that every time somebody types AI, I think Al. And every time somebody types Al, I think AI. This is the best we can do, people. L and lowercase l and capital I are the same. No, give me a serif font any day. Let me see the I beams. Let me see those beams on the I, on the capital I. Come on. Come on. Come on. All right. Rant. That's all I got.
The first rip came about. That is entirely possible, you guys. I just want you to be aware of that. We just don't know. When
the shirtless guy.
Adam, explain, man. We waiting for you to explain what's going on. You got your move. My average was at 6.
Why is this so funny? Wow. Holy shit. Okay.
Before this, now my average is at $132 per share. $132 with like 30 shares when I had hundreds. No, explain how this is supposed to help you in the business and the company. The price is just spiking. It's shooting right back down, right along with our accounts.
Well, I mean, I could explain. Because if it stayed in a pre-reverse split state, it would have been delisted. But hey, the over-the-counter market, the OTC BB, the over-the-counter OTCQ, all these markets, pink sheets. This is where the real squeezes happen. Everybody knows this. Just look at Bed Bath & Beyond.
Only person benefiting
in
this right now is somebody who could short the company. The company ain't benefiting. We ain't benefit. Only the people. You said the thesis is to kill the short thesis is to get the company strengthened. So if you want to kill the short thesis, that means you're against the shorts. Yet they're the only ones making money, and you ain't mad right now. You ain't saying nothing. The move you made, I'm pretty sure you already knew was going to drop our averages down and hurt us like this. What was our incentive? Don't say that little lousy one share for whatever. The only people benefiting in this right now are the shorts.
Well, what does that tell you? What does that tell you? What it tells me is, wow, that's one shitty fucking stock. That is not a great stock. And it's probably not a good company either. But it's not about that. I know it's not about that. This is way beyond anything like that. Way beyond market, way beyond stock, way beyond mechanics and technical anything, fundamentals. This is a social phenomenon. Unfortunately, those oftentimes lead to terrible shit. I'm thinking like World War II type shit. Like, no, not one-to-one, not literally, but, some of these people, it is that serious. So, I don't know. This is some heavy shit right here. And something about something wrong with Earth's gravitational pull in the future, because this shit is heavy. I mean, James, it is. It honestly is. Like, I really, we poke fun and all that stuff here, and the chat's ruthless, and that I love that. They should never change anything. and you know, I always deal with things through humor anyway, just, you know, because it's more fun, I guess. Makes me not want to end it all. But I'm just kidding. But just kidding. I want to end it all. No. But you know, in all seriousness, it speaks to so many problems that like that go so far beyond this in YouTube and everything else. Like assuming that this is what people actually believe. This is what he understands to be true, and he's being honest about what he thinks. Wow. When we like that is I mean, if we view this as a report card on the, you know, the state of financial literacy, let's even say, I mean, you got people who don't understand percentages. You got people who don't understand something like market cap and how that is affected by the price and the number of shares. Like, you got people who believe everything under the sun here. And there are actually things that are true and things that aren't true. So, yeah, it's sad. I try not to think about it being sad so much as, wow, this is eye-opening. This is shocking. It's shocking that so many people are involved in this still. It's shocking that these opinions are so all over the place when the truth is like right here. It's this thing that's like not, it didn't fall far from the tree. These guys are out in left fucking field. They're past left field. I mean, it is. And where it crosses over into sad or unfortunate and all this stuff, it is when there are innocent people involved who didn't choose this. And I'm talking about children, the children of these clowns, the ones who use their kids' college savings funds to buy AMC stock because they thought, they knew it was obviously going to go up. It has to, right? They're trapped. The shorts are trapped. That's a real world consequence. It does not really give me much pleasure to sit here and make fun of somebody who would do something so stupid. I mean, really, seriously, that's fucked up. Or the people who are living in a hotel with their 2 or 3 young children in a motel room because they got kicked out of their house because, you know, yada, yada, yada. That's not cool. If you want to do that or living in your car, if you want to go live in your car or you want to let yourself get kicked out of your house and go live in a shithole motel, go for it. But don't drag innocent people, especially children who have no choice in the matter, into it. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. You could always start a GoFundMe, though. You know, you could always start a GoFundMe and at least get $500 or $600 back of that $9,000 that you owe to the school. It didn't work for our man, whatever his name is, Manuel Noses. But you know, hey, at least you did something. That guy must be a Marine. Okay, I'm sorry.
For you to be so mad and against them, and they'd be the only one benefiting off of your company, which is our company, you sure don't seem to be saying that and are mad right now. And wasn't that you that said,
what?
Let's make it to where they can't run once we do the reverse split? Well, I see what you meant by that now, because I see that we can't make money on the way down. So that's
why not?
We can't run, right?
Why can't? Why?
Place where we can't.
Why can't you make money on the way down? Because you don't know how to trade it. I don't understand. Why can't you? That's invalid. And if you can't make money on something, then why are you? Yeah, you see it. Is there like shadows from a fan. Oh boy. Oh boy. We're in for it now. Oh yeah, I think I see it up there. The
in your company,
shadows going around.
To keep your company going. But you don't care about us enough to make money on the way down? To strengthen us even more? Like, nothing about this adds up, and nothing about this can make any sense if you try to explain it. Nothing.
Actually, it all makes perfect sense. I completely disagree. I think it makes 100% perfect sense. Like, again, as I said in the beginning of the stream, there's nothing happened here out of the ordinary. I don't think. I'm going with, that's my new shocking statement to get people pissed off at me. Nothing happened here that doesn't happen every day, basically, in the stock market. People make bad trading decisions, not because they have bad data, because they don't know what to do with the data. They don't know how to interpret the data. They don't know how to act upon it. And they, and so instead they go on Reddit, which I want to do sometime soon, but now it's 11. But let's finish this video. I appreciate you guys sticking with me. I can make a 2.5-minute video into a 12.5-minute video. So I know it's annoying, but I'll shut up now.
I'm gonna have a field day. I'm just watching something. I just need a little bit more time. I'm watching something. I'm gonna have a field day with you, and I'm gonna broadcast it. So all my people, all my
sounds like
retail holders, all in every stock.
It sounds like he and Phil for real should get together. A couple tough guys here. Go have a field day with them. Yeah.
We'll see something. I don't want to say too much right now, but yeah, it's beginning to look real good for us. And it ain't got to come in the form of stock squeezing neither. Watch this.
I don't want to see it. I don't. Oh, okay. Charlotte's saying that she wish she could do something to help people that have issues beyond our comprehension. Honestly, I don't. That's not why I started this channel, really. But now, having said that, I know I don't want to help people. That's not what I'm saying. But the point was to bring awareness and to bring another viewpoint, to look at things in an evidence-based way, and to provide an example of what it would look like to actually do research and due diligence and to evaluate claims and statements with facts or not. Are there facts? Are there not facts? And through that, and be, entertaining to some comic relief, whatever, from this whole thing. So it was never really to help people or to make people make money. And, well, of course, that too, Ron, of course, because this, and in retrospect, it was that doing this type of channel was better than being a grifter, because this stuff writes itself. I don't have to think about anything. All the material is here already. And they just keep coming up with so many great new, and we talk about it as like a season or a television show. So they keep coming out with new seasons. It just keeps going. It's like The Simpsons here. Like, God help us if we're 30 years on and the shorts still haven't covered. But, that's what the apes would do. They would be the homeless man. You give them money and they pull a knife and they ask for the whole wallet. And that's why, yeah. So I tell you, but through the process of like looking at these claims, what they're saying, looking at the facts, trying to, analyze the stock maybe in a more reasonable way, objectively, maybe some of it would rub off on people as a secondary thing. That's not to say that, that's not the point really, but yeah, I think you could learn something. You could have learned something. People could have learned something if they had listened to us, and not just me. Everybody here, a couple other channels, Tenko Native, Tony Tenko, which is here, and a very, very, very slim other, collection of people. Shadow Stars, 13, Bad Back, 007, some of the people that are here, some of the people that are not here, but all of, this whole collaborative effort here could have been useful, I feel. And it certainly was for me to, do deep dives into this shit and have to talk about it and present it. And so I can't talk about something if I don't know what I'm talking about. So I have to learn it if I don't know it. And teaching something always makes you understand it better, as I know from having been a teacher in previous life. So, it's good. It's a good thing. I wish I got more of the insults, though. I wish that seriously, like, it used to be so much fun in 2021. I would get called a shill, hedgy, all this kind of stuff all the time. It's funny though. In last year and throughout last year and now, it doesn't happen as often. I don't know why. It's crazy. It's almost like, I don't know, the stuff that we said was likely going to happen, that there was a higher probability for that to occur than for what the apes wanted to occur. It's almost like that actually came to pass, but I'm not a told you so person. I don't know if I've ever said that. I don't want to say that. I'm not like that. But we did. We were saying this, in 2021, that, hey, you already had the squeeze. This is how these things work. Y'all are not special. This stock is not special. It's not different this time. It's different this time. It's not different this time. It never is different this time. It has nothing to do with stock market technology or high-frequency trading or any of that shit. It has everything to do with human emotion and psychology, greed and fear. And those things don't change. I don't believe that they do. Technology changes. We trade with a computer now instead of calling someone up or being physically there, but the emotions involved are exactly the same. They're universal, timeless. Now, knowing that, is half the battle, because then you can potentially, then you can work with it. But boy, if you've never had any experience and you got you threw yourself into this thing, hopefully it was a good lesson. Thank you so much, James. I appreciate that. I really do. That's, thank you. One day you will understand that most will happen on Monday. Right. I'm getting more ass on Monday. So, Sergeant Baloney, take care, sir. Thank you for being here and for commenting and participating. Charlotte, you know what? I love this because I feel like this is right. And I don't care if anybody is not my friend now anyway. But of course it's better to be friendly and have meaningful interactions. But I accept that you and others may not have been fans at first. And I think that's okay. I think that's appropriate, actually, even, because I'm telling you, I'm not Charlotte, but I'm telling people, we were telling everyone, apes, that you're wrong. Nobody wants to be told they're wrong. We were saying that you made a mistake. We were saying that, hey, the more people that are crowded on one side of a trade, That's a red flag. So yeah, it makes sense to me that people would, or AIs, if they are so, that the bots and shills that are here would react negatively against that at first. Like, what are you talking about? No, I know. I did the DD. And I've got my life savings in this. What are you talking about? You telling me I'm wrong? Well, it's nothing personal. I didn't know. I don't care about your life savings. Just like you don't care about my life savings. But if we're going to talk about things that, if we're going to talk about stuff that's supposedly provable, well, then we need to talk about it the right way. So, so I'm okay with that. I'm okay with people not being into it at first, but I'm glad, that people like Charlotte and Charlotte herself decided to stick with it, the channel, and, give us another shot. And I'm not saying realize that we were right. I'm not going to say that, but realize that, there was something, there might have been something here, and that really it was designed to make you think about it. That's really it. Really, it was just, hey, there are other ways to look at things. And often they are more insightful than the way that you have conditioned yourself to believe or to think. You can't, how are you? I don't know. Yeah. So thanks, Charlotte. I really like that. That just tickles me to death. That's great. Logic is invaluable. You can't buy it. And honest, and it seems to be hard for people to even want to adopt anything logical when it comes to this. And money is is a very emotional subject. But as the apes always say, the price is fake. The price isn't real. Price isn't real. The price is fake. Isn't all of our money fake? Isn't it all fake? Isn't the value of any stock kind of fake? It's just what somebody is willing to pay for it. Is it really that surprising that nobody's willing to pay hundreds of dollars for this? It's not that surprising. Well, yeah, I have to say, yeah, I mean, I'm a little bit shocked too, but also, I mean, we did say that this is what would likely happen, but yeah, crashing so hard so quickly, well, what can you say? They're desperate. They are desperate. So now, when it will, when will it, there will be a rebound of some kind. Just if for no other reason, the cushioning effect, the cushion effect, short sellers acting as a cushion on the bottom of stocks. So once they get profitable, they're going to close their trades, which pushes the price up. So really, and they used to say this a lot, short sellers are guaranteed future buyers. Well, they are, but they're not really taking on, that's not real buying, if you understand. It's not real buying. I wouldn't say it's fake buying. They are actually buying it, but they're buying it to maintain a status quo. They're buying it to maintain a status quo of the long position that they borrowed. So no new positions are being created. It's just maintaining and restoring the one that existed before. So it gives back a little bit of the dip. So that's a positive of short selling. It's a cushioning. It's a shock absorber. It's a spring. Got to be careful with spring though, because there's some spring talk out there, like from people like Rico, that it gets a lot of play. Like, oh, it's coiling up. It's a spring that's going to explode in one direction or another. Maybe not. A lot of times that doesn't work out. Anyway, a squirrel emergency. Moment of silence. Speaking of moments of silence, I've been informed, and I don't know if this is true. Maybe somebody can tell me. I don't think they can, though. Where is Tony's twits? Where is Market Moves with Tony? Now, I was told that he died. I was told that he passed away. That was what we were told last week. But now I'm hearing, and I'm just hearing this. I'm hearing this. People are saying, Model 3 dude. People are saying, I'm being told, they are saying, that may not be the case. This may be a Huckleberry Finn moment. I don't know. We need to figure it out. That would be probably the most epic bullshit surrounding this that I think we could ever see. A faked death. I don't know. It's honestly hard to believe that somebody would do that. No one has found the obituary. Okay. No one has found the obituary. Nobody knows the guy's name. There and the sources that were shown, it's not a real news site. SNBC 13. I don't know what that is, but it's not NBC. Has nothing to do with NBC. It's not a TV station. It's not a TV news channel. It's bullshit. Probably fake news. Probably one of these fake news blogs. Or like an Onion type thing. I don't know. Who has the site registered? Ooh, that's a good point. I didn't think about that. See, this is the collective effort that I'm talking about here. I am talking about the collective effort. So look up who site registered the site. Wells notice. What am I trying to do here? I am trying to do Jesus Christ. Who is look up. That's right. Okay. Now, my guess is it's going to be shielded behind some registrar, and it's not going to tell us much, but I could be wrong. Well, but I need the actual who is. Name cheap. Privacy service provided by withheld for privacy. See, this is the problem. Withheld for privacy. From Iceland. They registered it on namecheap.com. So that could be considered a red flag. Registered on February 10th, 2022. At least he wasn't hit by a Tesla. Well, we don't know that. We don't know that he wasn't hit by a Tesla or a Cybertruck. We don't know that. Just in case, so we don't go to hell, Ron. Yeah, exactly. Rest in peace. And we're keeping him on the soundboard, you know.
Do I think that's the case?
Wait a minute. Do I think that this guy's actually deceased?
Do I think that's the case? I don't know. I don't really think that's the case.
Well, if he doesn't think it's the case, then it must not be. Right? Oh. Yeah.
You can't kill Michael Myers. It's impossible.
All right, let's do this. So here.
You can't kill Michael Myers.
It is impossible. Can't be done.
What happens when you work to change things?
What do you fucking want from me? Get off my dick!
You know, if you don't understand the situation, it's better sometimes not to speak and just be complete imbecile in the matter.
Oh shit. That's fucking great. I do hope that he's actually I do hope that he's not dead.
Bitch, you understand?
Whoa! Frankie. The fuck, dude?
Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying? Or are you saying what are you saying?
First they think you're crazy, then they fight you.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't really think that
award-winning channel here. You're on.
All of a sudden you change the world.
All of a sudden you change the world. All of a sudden you end up in prison. So yeah, I was very, very proud to receive this award. Best AMC YouTuber from Ohio, 2021. It's a real award. You can look it up. It's real. I really got it. Anyway, hey, don't forget about that finance chat link. It's in the description. I invite everybody to join and have fun with us over there. It's just as irreverent, I think. Oh, and we have that new adults only section. I haven't even looked at it to see what Ron has done over there. But there isn't. We got a new 18 and over only adults section in the chat, in the Telegram group. It's spicy. You're going to like it. Because it's for grown-ups only. It's grown-up shit here, okay? That's all I'm going to say. Adult only. And I didn't say XXX. I did not say that. But it is adults only. Ron's kind of, helping us out with that. So, anyway, yeah, big boy shit. Big boy shit. Big boy boobs shit. Like, this guy. These guys. Anyway. Like Taco Bell Diablo sauce? Taco Bell. What about Taco Bell? Okay, here's the seminal question, Len. Taco Bell or Del Taco? Can we get this settled once and for all? Taco Bell or Del Taco? Because we don't have the pleasure of having Del Taco here in Ohio. We only have Taco Bell. And, Chipotle and things like that. But or for that matter, Jack in the Box has tacos. But anyway, California fascinates me in many ways. Del Taco is one of them. So Del Taco for fish tacos, Taco Bell for churros and bean. Yeah, Taco Bell doesn't have fish tacos. I mean, what the hell? Taco Bell doesn't have fish tacos. All right. I'm on my way to California. I'll be there in 3.5 days. See you at Del Taco. All right, guys. Have a good one. See you later on this weekend.